What's up, everybody? We're back here at it again. Sally Investor. Like and subscribe for me. Really helps me out. Helps get these messages out. But what a crazy day. If you've been following all the day, I've been watching here and there. Crazy things. I had a topic I wanted to talk about right now, but it's just been seeing constant updates on FTX scandal, the collapse there, the collapse of Genesis, the collapse of Crypto.com. It just keeps spiraling down, and we see now these guys are as intricated as the banks were in 2008. What a surprise! What a surprise! History doesn't repeat; it rhymes. I do apologize if you hear some barking. I got my brother's dog here and my dog here, so they're just gonna do what dogs do, just bark at everything. While we're here, make sure you seek a financial advisor. Although I do have a Series 6 license and I did run a firm at one point, do keep in mind you should always find a financial advisor and seek out any questions you may have, and they can have best answer for you and help plan your financial success. Make sure you do that. Because I'm not. I'm just a broker. I'll take your money. Don't care. That's how brokers are. We just trade. We're like, we may think it's bad trade. We're just going to say, hey, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. If you hear a broker say, I wouldn't do it, don't do it. Do something else. So, with that being said, we're just going to talk about some things. The first thing I wanted to talk about, the original part of this video, which I had to scrap the whole thing, was I wanted to talk about all the YouTube finance YouTubers out there, and I've been seeing hit piece after hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. So here's what we're going to say. This is what I can say from a broker, a licensed securities salesman. What's it to you? So, with that being said, these guys, they're just regular guys. Some of them may have some experience, some of them may not. There's so many out there, I don't know the ins and outs of everyone. But here's what I could say. If you don't have a Series 6, it gets a little complicated because you can't offer securities. Now this is where it kind of falls in, because now you fall into the retail banking side, like with BlockFi's earn interest program, right? It was marketed as a savings vessel, but it's not. Now, if it was an actual savings and banking format, an actual banking, and they were a registered bank with the U.S. and they could offer this, then you would have to have been a certified banker to be able to offer these things. So, but most of them were not. So here's what I can say. Here's what I can say is that they when you offered this, it is now in the realm of being a security offering. And if you're not licensed and you're not disclosing the risk involved, that could present a huge problem. Now, that does depend on who is the prosecutor for the SEC or the whoever takes it up in the state departments and whatnot, because they have discretion. Now, a lot of people are like, well, they should be held accountable. These guys, listen here. They can and may not be held accountable, because at the end of the day, they were more like a hired actor. I'll pay you to speak about this. Now, here's where it becomes a problem, is that the nuances of this is that they promoted themselves as people who were intelligent in the financial world. They knew what they were doing. Now, if you're not a licensed broker, a licensed certified planner, if you don't have your Series 6, it gets very hard. So you can only manage, I think, at max 25 people. Only max 25 people at the most. It gets very hard to go past it, because you have to register not only as a firm, but you also have to have your securities license. And if you don't, and you had never had the intent, then that could lead down to fraud. But that's not what they did. It seems like more like they got tapped on the shoulder, saying, hey, I'll give you this, just say my name. Say this product, say my name, it's all good. And of course, these are young guys. They got handed, say, hey, I'll pay you $12 million a year to say this. And they just, oh, awesome. I am significantly wealthy now. I am financially secure. I don't have to worry about this. And that helped bolster their YouTube channel, because then they got more money, then they looked like they were investing well, and then it just cascaded from there. So now we're in this problem. So I don't think they're going to get prosecuted. I think they were just kind of lumped in, unfortunately. Even the actors, they just were paid sponsors. However, they are within clawback range. So once this all goes back and the trustee gets appointed, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tap these guys and say, hey, these guys paid you $1 million. We're going to take that $1 million. And if you don't have it, here's an IRS agent. We're going to liquidate you. And liquidations, I mean, that's an industry term, but basically means IRS comes in, you can't pay, it's a significant sum of money, they come take your shit. That's basically what it is. And they sell it off and they recoup whatever they can recoup. So with all these guys, everything, now it depends. Because there's rumors like at Meet Kevin, which he has a lot of good points, but it's like I seen guys say he took in like $20 million from FTX from $1 million a year. I'm like, well, okay. So let's just say it's a worst case scenario. He took $20 million, right? We're just using him as an example. He did no wrong, really. Like I said, I think he's just a paid actor. He got paid to say it. He didn't really, he got offered a lot of money. He shrugged his shoulders and said, hey, I'll say it. So now they are allowed, the government is allowed to claw back that money. And trust me, I've been in the securities world, and I've seen this happen to other people, where even money they donated to children's cancer research, that money was clawed back by the government. Now, it is up to the trustee and the prosecutors and the whole team whether or not they will take that money. Now, if I was in that position and you gave money to like something like that, I'd probably just say, okay, we're going to cut that as a loss. We're not going to cause harm to the children's hospital because someone did fraud here. They said we're just going to have to chalk it up as a loss. And that's why a lot of people don't get the full money back, not to mention you're not going to get the full money back from these things anyway because the money's already spent. Obviously, like it was 10 young people in the Bahamas. $2 billion is missing. I guarantee you we're going to find out through the bankruptcy disclosures that more than $2 billion was just spent on frivolous stuff like food, random expenses, and everything. However, I can tell you these guys are going to be held seriously accountable because the public now, like if they did this in the Wolf of Wall Street era, slap on the wrist, get a good lawyer, they'd probably be out in 2 years back at it again, right? No. After Bernie Madoff, and these guys are young, and other young people lost everything, this crowd's going to be out for blood. It's going to be out. It's going to be out. They're going to be out there. They're going to want names, numbers, everything. They're going to want the whole 9 yards on that. What I can't, and so, like, that's just how it's going to happen. The government's going to come in. They're going to claw back what they can. They're going to liquidate whatever they can, especially real estate. And what people don't understand is these guys, if they have loans on the real estate, they're responsible for those loans. The trustee and the IRS agent that's liquidating everything, they're just going to take it. They're going to take it, sell it. You got, I mean, they're the ones in hold of the title. They just scratch the bank's name off and say, here, screw it, we're giving it to all the creditors. And you're not a creditor of this. You're in something else. So you're going to have to deal with that over there. So they're going to go ahead and take that and just have to take that L. So heaven forbid these guys got large jumbo mortgages, because after this, if they do that clawback, these guys will never be able to get a loan, borrow money ever again after this. I can tell you right now, I've seen blacklist after blacklist after blacklist. Once you mess up in large loans and above industry, you're done. They ain't coming back. It'd be a miracle. A miracle. You'd have to be like too big to fail type miracle from the let you back in. Now, the only incriminating evidence is I've been watching all these channels, and I didn't realize that there was a channel called Millennial Money or something like that, and it's now shut down. It's gone. All the videos are dropped down, all the things. So if they think that you're not going to be able to find them through that, you got nothing coming, because all that stuff is stored. All they got to do is subpoena Google, subpoena YouTube and tell them, if you don't give these up, we're coming after you, and then they're going to give them up. That's basically how it's going to come, because that's how it works with anything. That they say such and such broker committed fraud, and the company will say, well, you have to we're not going to just give it away, and then the prosecutor will come back, okay, well, I'm going to subpoena you, and you're going to be held liable. And then they say, oh, okay, well, here you go. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. And their lawyers are going to quickly segregate these guys. So all these guys. So what might happen after all of this is that the YouTube finance industry will have to say, do you have a Series 6? That's what's going to happen. And I can tell you right now, a lot of these channels are going to go bankrupt, because you have to go through. Now, it's easy to get Series 6, but you also have to have good credit. You have to have no fraud. You have to have a lot of things. You have to have a squeaky clean record, like joining the FBI. So, because you can't manage people's money if you have bad credit, because then they assume that you're going to steal the money. If you already were involved in anywhere, if any amount of this gets hard to get Series 6. So if anything of the FTX scandal hits them, it's going to be screwed. You're going to be very hard to get Series 6. You're going to have to get a good lawyer, get a lot of things expunged and worked out, and then have to sit down with a meeting with the SEC and figure it all out. Because there have been brokers that came from the Wolf of Wall Street area, and they went through that, and they said they spent several $1 million scrubbing their name so that they can get back into the industry that they love. Now, as the crypto as a whole, they will be regulated. 100%. I guarantee you, by the end of the year, they'll have something. Now, Congress is going on break soon, and they'll be back in January. But however, this might get done before Christmas. They will put they'll put regulations in place. Now they're going to have to make a quick draw decision. Either you're going to say it's all securities, or you're going to say it's all commodities. You're not going to have time to sift through through everything and figure out which is which. Now, what the government is known for is label it all something that we can deal with, and then down the road we'll go eat case by case by case by case by case by case and figure it out and see where people fall. That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do. And that's going to be an arduous process, another 10, 20 years. Probably the people that started now will be long gone out of office, things like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take forever to get this. The actual resolution of this is going to take forever, at least a decade. The bankruptcy alone is going to take a little bit of time. I would say 5 years. I don't think it's going to be like Lehman Brothers, because Lehman Brothers was over $600 billion and massive amounts of international trading with tens of thousands, if not millions and millions of businesses and organizations and companies and shell companies and all that stuff. These guys they had a couple companies, maybe about, you have 1 million creditors, and that's not counting the investors. So it's still feasible that this could get done within 5 to 10 years. It won't be more than 10 years. I don't think it'll be more than 10 years that the bankruptcy gets finalized. However, these guys will go to jail. I can tell you right now. The one is going to be good for public image. Because any politician, they're going to lambaste. It doesn't matter how much money you put in, because now they're saying Democrats aren't going to go after him because he put so much money in their pockets. No, they're going to go after him. Why? Because their constituency is the ones that primarily got hurt from this, and they will be out there for blood. If they stick to the platform, which they originally organized, because I'll tell you right now, you just burned the biggest population of people in the U.S. who has not been burned yet by politicians in the world. Now they see, oh crap, the world sucks. It's unfair. I could lose everything in a whim. Now they're out for blood. They're out. They want names. They want convictions. They want everything. And if those politicians aren't going to do it, they're going to vote them out, put some people in, or they may just come up there and do it themselves. It's in the Constitution. It's in the First Amendment. If we don't like it, we'll fight against tyranny. And that corporate tyranny is part of tyranny, and they will hunt you down. And like I said, 10,000 people, you can fight back. 50,000, but you can't fight back 10, 20, 30 million people. Even if you win, it's a loss for everybody. So I can tell you right now, they're going to come out. They're going to get this done. They're going to figure this out. They're going to figure this out. So expect regulation in crypto. Expect it. Just across the board. Expect regulation in it. Now, to me, if it's a security, boom, bam, SPIC. We're done. We get made whole no matter what stupid decision the business does, the exchange does, or the brokerage firm does. Because a lot of these exchanges are saying that they're exchanges, but really they were firms. They're brokerages. That's all they really were. There is no official exchange, because like in a stock exchange, there comes a point, if you sell stock, by the end of that day, it will be bought by somebody, either by another party, a market maker, or it will be bought by the clerk or somebody there that the exchange itself will buy it. So you're always made whole, and that's why prices are so stable in the market, not as fluctuating as crypto is. Reason why is because we got brokers, this, that, this. It's like it's just going back and forth, back and forth. And so now what we're finding out is we have a false value in crypto. However, that does not mean it's the end of crypto. It is not the end of crypto. This same stuff happened in the early 1900s and late 1800s in stocks when they first were coming about. You know, small businessmen, the bourgeoisie, the American industrialists, you know, lords and all that stuff were getting into stocks. Now, stocks have been around for hundreds of years, but an exchange, a market, and everything else has just come about. So we're going through in crypto the same thing that stocks did 100, 130 years ago or 150 years ago. However, it's going to resolve itself at a faster pace. What I can say is that I think an actual exchange, like the NASDAQ or like the New York Stock Exchange, will come about. There will be like a New York crypto exchange. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be an online exchange, and it'll just be run. Everything will be automated, stuff like that. Kind of like how they envisioned it with stocks, but now it's with crypto. So I think there is an actual benefit, because I think crypto will go to the true value as it is, without all the weird trading that these brokerage quantity exchanges were doing. And it'll be a good buying opportunity for the projects that work. Now, once you get that exchange, an official exchange, you can no longer make an official exchange crypto. You get that whole make crypto in 5 minutes, put it up, and pump and dump. That's going to be hard, because you have to validate, you have to go through regulation, you have to go through everything. So those will disappear. I would say like 95% of cryptos will disappear. I think it's over 20,000 cryptos right now. I think we'll be down to 500. 500 actual projects, actual companies, actual things doing something, or at least attempting to do something. The next thing is the final thing is, like, I think the whole community is going to change. I think this age group, this was the catalyst for them to realize getting rich quick is done. It's done. There's a lot of these guys that they were trying to get to $100 million status with pennies in their pocket, and it's just not going to work. But they have learned. I think they're learning their lesson from this, and I think going forward, enough of them will say, okay, I got to do something real. I got to figure this out. I got to figure life out. I got to figure out this, and it's going to hit the investment community. However, it's also going to be and that's not just financial YouTubers. It's all YouTubers. They're going to die out. Here's how YouTubers are going to die out: is because the sponsorships are leaving. There's going to what is it? FTC, Federal Trade Commission, or the one that monitors TV and visual products. Or FCC. That's what they are. They will come in and start regulating YouTubers. It's fine if you're all about legitness and everything else, but it's going to make it harder for like the fake gurus to enter all this craziness. Because right now, I could say it's like right now I'm in a pleasant buying opportunity, because I'm sitting here. I have three houses that I love. I've seen them. I've seen them on Zillow.com. I thought they were way overpriced for this area, but they're nice, multi-million-dollar homes. They were listed for like $3 to $4 to $5 million. They're going to go bust. You know why? I did some research. I know because you can go down to the title department, pay $25 here in Arkansas. Go figure out who owns what. right? And I could look up your name. Everything's connected. So there's a couple YouTubers. I'm not going to say their names, but there are a couple YouTubers, and there's some in Miami that I'm tracking, Las Vegas, Malibu, and Los Angeles area. They're going to go down. These houses are over leveraged, and they're going to go bust. With that said, be careful with what you're watching out there online. Get ready for a tough crypto market. I'll be back at it again. Talk to you guys later.